This is more recent. Happened in 1990s, mid 1990s. It's called Wolfe Profile Figures. Wolfe profile figures and shadow fires, the sticks of broken human flesh, anatomical odds, sticks of house timbers smoking, poking at the fading light of sunset, sticking up and out at odd angles as if to mimic broken ribs now bared by raven and crow and all their meated life. As with sorrow of a crying moonrise, funerary dancers crest the hills crowned with white pines and moonlight, framed by their stars of birth shining bright as monuments for the spirits of the dead and dying. The people of the longhouse, Haudenosaunee, learn the right names. The wolf figures profile the sadness, the agony of sorrow's spirit and its distance as the sage and tobacco smoke plumes are picked up and carried by the mothering wind. She sighs, carrying in trust the last voice and testimony, the seeming death of a people lashed to the mast. In an atmosphere that mimics the maelstrom of chaos, from underneath the fumes and sounds of a dirty smoking engine rise the vocals of an elder manacled to duress, a grandmother to her people. And it is she who would seek justice as she raises her head to speak a question to her enemies and captors. Some few of the grain-pasted pale, the others who squat upon her lands. She cries with her own passion, the ancient rage of the Haudenosaunee. There are so many dead that they must all be heard. As she shouts with the words she chooses that will dazzle the cameras, the pale people try to dazzle her with, as she says in shouting echo, "Did we save any children? If we did, then it was worth it." Bear Clan mothers, Turtle Clan fathers, star-crested children, Iroquois Confederacy, Haudenosaunee. There are visions to be seen in their gathering, the single-file dance of the wolf profile figures whose shadow the return of the dark fire and death, that which haunts their raised ancestral bones, parfletched and rawhided to burial trees of a fair distance and away. The long houses yet burn, even as the rains fall wet and gray, in separated tongues of language with a pure and singular reflection of thought and query. Did we save any children? As from the background and held to the foreground, as from within the mid and mingling waters of night, storming and warring with the raw, incomplete energies of these newly dead. Revealed are the images of self in a sudden sharpness of prolific relief. Wolf-hide figures rise to once more hold the front lines, to once more defend the lands the Creator gifted them with to be held intact despite the lines drawn in filthy effigies of division upon a faulty, wrong-figured map. The Iroquois Confederacy, 6 nations of people, the Haudenosaunee, These are the defenders. These are the men home from their fields. These are the men in from the sea. These are the women torn from their tasks and jobs in the cities and towns of the province. These will hold the lines steady for their star-crested children to be husbanded and guarded away from mortal harm, kept safe from that fatal injury. The storms of Canada raise their hydra heads to promote their chaos and conflict, as the strands of their storm clouds sheer off from the main to fling hard rain and hail at the unsuspecting, caught in harm's way, flung in military cadence. As far away in caves removed from time, used in ancient times as shelter from the great flood. Father Thunder's voice booms and rumbles, asking of the people's dreams in tones of dry lightning, did we save any children? If we did, then it was worth it. Dawn approaches, and the powers of encroachment fall as if upon prey, making smoke and ashes of a truce made with a fire from a red earth hearth. And it is the torches of the Longhouse that are lit to profile these predatory paste and pale. Into the night the wolf profile figures rise to writhe with the perfect fluidity of snakes, to assemble themselves and make ready to war, to battle in legislation or by feat of arms, these enemies of 5 centuries and more, should the need occur. Battling those with little knowledge and no remorse to once again take unto themselves the words, their blood words of peace and belief, words plagiarized by the Congress of 1778 as a constitution now rendered almost useless with amendments, words that yet stand firm in their original form and function, the standard of the Iroquois Articles of Confederacy, 13 in all, the Haudenosaunee. We of Red Earth, we knew them and hold them as we would words of our own. Words of Red Earth, we knew them in truth as what they are, blood words. To be believed in and held close to our hearts now as in the centuries agone when they were written upon the hearts of the people of the Longhouse, the Mohawk, the Seneca, the Onondaga, the Cayuga, and the Oneida, and the Tuscarora. From these nations as one came these words, the articles of their confederacy, to be one in union, to say to all, we, it is we who are Red Earth, and as such, we hold these truths to be self-evident. And in that hour of dawning, as the sun rises in its progress, in its strength and purpose, so too rise even yet the wolf figures in sharp, heavy profile to gather up their people, to sing up their people's teachings, reminding them of these collective wisdoms set forth beneath the trees of peace so long ago, and as an answer to themselves, as it was when it was set forth before the council of their ancestors, that biting deep blood question, did we save any children? If we did, then it was worth it. Mohawk Battle, Canada, circa 1990. Remember that.